Hello, welcome to another super amazing episode of the LHC. Today, we're looking at deepfakes, disinformation, and the society, the dark side. My name is Emmanuel. I'm not alone in the studio. Did have my guest. Is no other person than Faiq Ibrahim. Faiq Ibrahim is a veteran software engineer. Welcome, Faiq.
Hello. Hey.
Nice to have you.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Good. Yeah, software engineer. What do you engineer?
I engineer anything. So software engineering, embedded systems, IoT. Yeah, just getting my hands dirty.
What is embedded? What is IoT? Sometimes when I'm dealing with engineers, especially the software engineers, I want them to break things down as much as possible.
Okay, so
what is IoT?
Okay, IoT is Internet of Things, right? So IoT is the concept of having devices communicate with each other over the internet.
Okay.
So this is how you're able to have like your smart switches, your smart home. The concept that really enables those interactions. So that's the concept of IoT. Then embedded systems is like is building like hardware. It's more like hardware engineering, where software is like you're writing code to run on your computer or something, or your hardware. So the actual hardware, that's what embedded systems is like. You're building like a custom hardware to run a particular thing. You're building your PCBs, you're writing your software for your embedded systems. So software still comes into embedded systems and IoT. So everything just comes together.
Okay, fine. So today we're talking about deepfakes, disinformation, and the society, the dark side. So I'd like to ask, what exactly is deepfake, and why is it very powerful in our society today?
Okay, so I'll start with the concept, right? So deepfake itself is just basically synthetic media. That's media that's not real, just like CGI. People in the media industry know of CGI.
Yeah.
So, but now there are two different intents.
Okay.
There's the intent of actual. There's like a clear intent, and then there's the intent of having to maybe want to misinform. That's where deepfake comes in.
Okay.
Yes. And then it is computer enabled basically, or augmented. Yes. So with where we are in tech now, it is easy to get access to those things. A couple of years ago, you need like big studios to do CGI and all, but currently you can just use your ChatGPT or them Sora AI to just generate like a image or something of anything.
Okay, so let's try and bring it home a little bit, because for those who are watching, they might not understand what CGI is. They also don't know when we say deepfake. Can you give us an actual scenario that could explain what deepfake truly is?
Okay, so let me give you so for CGI,
yes,
we could talk of like animations, right? So these are like obviously they're computer generated images.
Yeah.
That's the meaning of CGI. So for like animation movies, for like some movies, even like actual movies, but they can have some CGI part of the movies where that things that might be really expensive to get done. So instead of having to spend that money to actually get it done, they then use computer to just make it. And that's the essence of tech itself, to make things easier. Yes. So for deepfake is also the same concept, right? Using technology to create something that is virtual and make it look real.
Hyper-realistic?
Yeah, hyper-realism also. But now, where we've gotten to in tech now, we can actually get this content really realistic. To a point where, to a normal person, you see it as real. But then, it now brings up some other questions, right?
Okay. So, what you're invariably saying is that I can be cloned. My voice can be cloned on the internet, right? And then the people will make me say things that naturally I didn't say, and they can send it to people, and people will believe that I actually said what I said. Is that the scenario?
Yes, that's the actual That's breaking it down.
That's
breaking it down.
Breaking it down. So people are beginning to use that. So we see on social media where they say, Mr. ABC says this, and then he comes out and says, no, I didn't say that. That is AI.
Yes.
Okay. So it's deepfakes are basically trying to clone something that isn't realistic.
Yes.
And then making it look as if it
actually happened.
It actually happened. Why is this dangerous?
So, from the example you gave now of Mr. A saying something,
yes,
I can tell you an example of it being dangerous in the sense that I can actually do something. I know that I can easily just say it's deepfake. Because why? It can be deepfake. So now there's no accountability. Do you understand? So
on whose part?
On the general public. Right, so even the tech part and the media part, there's no accountability. Politicians, anybody, there's no, because it brings, if I tell you it's deepfake, then
it's deepfake.
Yeah, so I can do anything and say it's deepfake. So
don't you think that we're sitting on a keg of gunpowder? If anybody can just come out and say, it's not me, and just deny things.
Yes. So now, what most of the tech companies are doing is, for example, if you're posting content on Instagram, there's where you can tell that this is an AI-generated content on Instagram. So it shows whoever is viewing that content that this is AI-generated.
Yeah, but if it is not declared, the platform will not understand or know that this is it at the end of the day.
So that's where the literacy comes in. That's that's where it comes in. Where we need to now make people understand that you question whatever you see. So whatever you see, you question it. Look at the details. Because now, even though technology has gotten to a place where it is really you're not really able to tell. But if you look deep, then you see mistakes, maybe fingers.
What are the things that people need to look out for when they are having content like this on social media? For a layman who is not a techie, for instance, myself, how can I tell that a video is deepfake without having all of that technicalities? Are there things that actually sell these things out?
Yes. So currently, one of the major things that sell it out is physics.
Physics?
Yes.
Explain.
So say maybe shadows, something falling, how is it supposed to fall? The movement of the body, if you look deep into those things and just look at those things, then there can actually be a sell out there. And also sometimes if it's human images, you can look at the fingers, look at the different characteristics, things that you'd usually just not see, but take a deeper look into it and you'll see those things.
Okay. Let's come down. Why do false stories and false narrative spread faster than facts on social media?
So we all understand that the algorithm generally, the algorithm favors clicks, right? So they favor engagements. Yeah, that's the word.
They favor engagements.
Yes. So these false narratives are usually created for that. It is you sit down and create it and make sure that it is eating some nerve so that you can get reactions and engagements, and then that's what the algorithm favors, and that's what's going to go far.
If that is the case, shouldn't there be a regulatory scenario where I'd like to find out, can the tech people, I'm still trying to wrap my head, right, on these. Why should the algorithm favor reactions more? And people curating things that are false to push false narrative out there. Why is these platforms not created in such a way that people should be able, the algorithm should be able to favor true stories and true narration, as against them building it to, to just reflect on clicks and likes and reactions and stuff?
So the way the market is, right? I mean, the clicks and the likes are basically how everyone makes money, right? The engagements, that's what really makes the money. So most of these platforms, that's the major focus. But currently, there's now like so just for example, right? Deepfakes itself is just like a spin-off of what actual the CGI like things are. Okay. You understand? So it is not just, it's not like it was created for that, but it's just the way humans would try to use something for another intent. So we would not generally blame technology for this. We just blame the human intent, because now
the users.
Yeah, you can do something for good, build something for good, and then people will find their way to exploit the system for their own advantages. And then the tech companies are also trying to like curb some part of this. Just like there are some AI apps that whenever you use them, they have watermarks. Okay. So whenever you see a video from there, you will know that this is. But then someone that really has intent, you would get these things done.
And then wipe out the watermark at the end of the day. Do you think that deepfakes are changing how people trust institutions?
Yes.
And people?
Yes, because now there's something called the truth fatigue.
What's that?
So the truth fatigue is a concept where, I mean, like I said, you look out for these things, At some point, you get tired of looking out for these things and not just bother about looking, is it real or fake? You just believe everything is fake. So even the real things and the fake things, you just get, so that's the truth fatigue. So that comes in. And I mean, another way I could say explain this truth fatigue thing is, I mean, from the tech perspective now, this is now going into tech. Okay. It's just like there's this cyber attack called DDoS. Okay. So DDoS is distributed denial of service attack. So this attack.
What did you call that again?
Distributed denial of service attack.
Okay.
So this is like, so just putting it in clear terms, you have your phone. I know you're going to receive a call at so time. Yes. I can get 20 people call your number repeatedly, unknown numbers. So you are just there seeing this call, you pick, the person is just saying rubbish, you cut it, another one calls you. So at some point, if you get like 50 of those calls, when the actual main call comes in, you would most likely either your phone is already dead. Because now with the ringing of the phone and all is draining your battery, then you yourself, you're already fatigued. You're not even bothered, like, oh, these people are calling me again. So that's how for the tech side, right, in the cyber attack side, that's how it comes in. And then for the truth side, and this deepfakes and all, and being misinformation itself, it also comes in like that, where, I mean, you've seen a lot of misinformation or content that are, I mean, they can be real, some can be real, but shaped in a way that is not the actual intent. They can have some intent to control the narrative or to control you, what you see, what you believe in.
Okay, so do you, given that we have a plethora of false narrative and false stories out there, do you think that the society is becoming more comfortable with lies these days?
I'll still come to the fact that truth fatigue. Okay. There's a lot of it out there, so a lot of people are not even, I mean, bothered. And I mean, if you look at it, also look at how WhatsApp tried to curb on broadcast messages. My mom used to send broadcast messages like every day. They say you should bath with salt. You should do, these things comes up like every time. They'll just be once. I mean, for me, I will sit and I know that, okay, this is rubbish. But I mean, for the older generations, so that's like the digital literacy. I feel like they're also getting more literate digitally for the older generations, because now my mom and people that I expect to send those kind of things are not even bothering. They're also now aware of these things, so they don't do that again. So you see that it's like there's kind of some improvements in the society regarding those kind of contents. So
do you think, because again, I'm I just want to classify. I've seen some politicians basically use deepfakes to push propaganda, right? Most especially during election period. Do you think it's the right thing to do, the right way to go?
Yeah, I mean, it's wrong, right? But because of, psychologically, you're able to tell, humans would react on emotions. So they're able to play on that and then get what they want to get from it. And then accountability, like I said. Because now there's no 100% accountability. As in this brings, it basically reduces the accountability.
Do you think that our culture would have been able to kind of influence this in such a way that the people can change and not use deepfakes for certain narratives or propaganda out there?
The people with the intent will do what they still want to do, but it is majorly the digital literacy. We need to let people understand and know that these things are out there and you look out for them.
Who is supposed to take that responsibility?
The society generally. I have to do it. You have to do it. Everyone has to do it.
But I don't know anything.
But based on who you are and what you do, I'm sure you'll see some content. You should. So now everybody should have a mind of curiosity. So you're looking at something, you'll be curious. How did it get there? When you ask those questions. So from those questions, you can get more details. So you don't just consume whatever content or whatever information you're seeing.
Do you think that Nigerians truly understand what disinformation means and the impact it has in our society?
So for disinformation, there's different scenarios that have come up in the past where, you could hear of some attacks somewhere and you see videos. But, for a regular person, you see those videos and think that is reality or something that's just happened. But if you look deeper, you see that videos might have been something from a different country at a different time for a different reason. So, for a regular person, will see that and then it will affect his emotions and use that to react. Yeah, so and so one other thing I've been seeing online recently was I've seen videos of animals and children.
Yeah.
So you see maybe a child feeding a bear.
Yes.
And you see those videos and you think, oh my God, that first time I saw it, I was like, oh, that really. But when I saw different, I knew that okay, yeah, this is obviously air. But it was so real that you could not even tell.
What about videos of kids, newborn babies, saying dandiest things about their parents and stuff? Are those ones, can these be classified as deepfake?
I think for those ones, it kind of differs to our reality.
Okay.
To see a baby speaking Yoruba.
Yeah, speaking and saying that my parents, I want to go back. Why do you want to go back?
Those are just entertainment.
My parents are poor.
Those are just entertainment. But the bad side of this is, look at the ones with animals and kids. Somebody that doesn't know might have seen those videos over time and think, oh, bear, wild animals are friendly.
Yeah.
And then just see one wolf or something coming and tries to pet it and so
chop the child off.
So that's a very that's very bad.
Very, very,
very, very bad.
We also have we have unrest here and there, if you ask me. And sometimes you see things get escalated very quickly, especially societies where people do not know the truth. They can't decipher what the truth is from the lies, right? So something happens, and because you want a massive reaction in the society, you go pick videos from other places or even create one, right? And then you put it out there and say, oh, 40 million people killed at so place. And then the person watches and says, oh, my goodness. No, it can't happen. It's not me. Today I will. And before you know what's happening, riot starts. And then it leads to the murdering of thousands of people at the end of the day. If you quantify the number of lives lost, you realize that first, maybe the scenario, the situation is not as painted, right? So it's not as painted, and but we have that, right? And people go with that. Politicians would use videos that are unrealistic as a propaganda tool against their opponents, and at the end of the day, opponents also come up with certain materials that would trigger the populace against the government of the day, and at the end of the day, these things go on and on and on. And the question I ask is, when will it stop? Who are we to blame? Is it the tech guys? How can we regulate all of this? Is it the tech guys? Who is responsible for this? How can the tech guys also help us look at these things critically in such a way that they are able to find profile solutions so that people would only use these softwares or technology in the right direction?
Okay, so regarding misinformation, right? There's, I mean, from the past, there's been quite a lot of misinformation that's gone from mouth to mouth. That's not even really enabled by tech. So that's also something that we'll have to look at. So tech just makes it now easier. Like you can just be in your room and create chaos without even having to spend money or push people. You can just be somewhere and create chaos. So now in terms of responsibility, so now we have the Ministry of Information and National Orientation in Nigeria. So these guys should, also inform and, do like outreaches and all for individuals, for the average Nigerians on these things. I mean, so there's like the banks have done regarding, say, scammers trying to get you to tell your PIN of your card. They do those campaigns over time. So we need other institutions also to take these campaigns. And we have the individuals also. We have our own part to play. That's we in this generation, the tech people, the people that are learned, the literate people. We have to educate other people, and then the tech companies which create this technology that enables these things. So they also have their own part to play on. I mean, currently what they're doing is majorly allowing you to see that this is AI generated or this is not real. But over time, people would still get over that. So we have to, they have to also make sure that these truths are fact checked. Fact checking and the like. So if someone even posts something, then there's like a team. I think Twitter has it at some point where they would fact check, and if it's not true, they can maybe take the post down or something. So that's something I think about, and that's what we should actually do going forward.
So what do you think about the distribution channels, for example, Twitter? First thing is that you produce the material. Next thing, you put it on a platform that then, because of the reaction of the few people who initially saw it, the algorithm then picks it up, and at the end of the day, they go viral,
yes.
Right? Do you think that the big tech giants who are in the business of distributing these content have a role, or should they be fined as well?
Yeah, so
because they are culprits in the distribution of these materials.
Yes. So ideally, the algorithm helps engagement. That is what the algorithm is built for. Engagements.
Yeah.
Right. So what these tech companies are also doing is then using the algorithms also to try to fact check. And they have like actual people that are fact checking these parts. But then the tech companies, even I feel like there should be like some legislations regarding the misinformation, right, and the kind of content that's been put out there. Because I mean, you can easily create chaos, as you've said also. So we need to hold them accountable so they can also take it seriously.
Do you think that government should regulate the social media space? Why?
Okay, so looking at how the government is right currently, I would not necessarily say they should fully regulate, but they can give some guidelines.
So when you say full, what is full regulation? What is partial regulation for that?
So from my own perspective, right, where they can want to have every information go through them, right, which would also come like as a tool, as a weapon, where they can, get access to everything that's going out. Look, and they can also use it for political reasons also, So that will be why I would not say there should be like a full regulation, but there can be like some fines and the likes, where so these social media companies can then take it take this information seriously, and then be able to regulate information from their own end, because they know if a content comes up that creates chaos or creates anything, and it's coming from this particular platform, if there's like a fine that's been that they have to pay or something, then it makes everyone sit up and sit tight. And then they can also have like some sensitization or campaign from the social media space also.
But don't you think that people would say that, because for me, regulating the social media would also mean that people you are trampling on their rights to free speech at the end of the day. So where do we draw the line between free speech and giving speech that falls within the line? Because when we're talking about misinformation, again, it's the in thing, and people think is right in our society specifically. I've seen people who have rose to fame through misinformation. Typical is, I've forgotten the person's name who said she was at UNGA, UNGA, and then she was doing a presentation, and when people checked, they basically said, you basically just took a picture.
I remember that.
You understand?
Yes.
You either basically just took a picture, or maybe it was something. I can't remember the name. If I'd remembered the name, I would have just mentioned the name. And you're misinforming the people. The urge to want to look big and feel big is there. There is also an influencer, specifically Blessing CEO, who at a time when she wasn't known at all, took a picture in someone's house and then posted the picture and said, oh, another key to the bag, right? Practically showing that the house is hers, and people were like, congratulations, until the real owner of the house saw the picture trending online and says, dude, this is not your house, this is my house, and stuff. And because of that, she rose to fame. She became known to everyone. In fact, she has now become known for creating controversy. And just a few days before this recording, she did again come out to say something that she's no longer in a relationship, and it got people talking. And then a few hours later, she says she basically wanted to test a mettle in terms of being able to create controversy and all of that. If we say that these things are not good, but we're also saying that democracy has to be there, people have the right, at what point do we regulate people like this? Do you think that by virtue of lying and being able to substantiate that you actually came out to tell lies, of what you have done and what you are not, shouldn't that attract some level of punishment, either incarceration for a period of time?
So now, what I would say is, if you look at the results from whatever actions these people have taken, for example, in the media, to be out there, you need to do things that are controversial. So your name is just out there. So people, like, say Portable, it does, I'm sure this week would have fought somewhere. Yeah. So, they do these things to just, be in the media and get people talking, clicks and likes, right?
Yeah.
But then there's now, if you look at some misinformation that will trigger, say, tribal issues, that is life-threatening, right? So those, I would say, accountability and consequences.
No, but yes, I get it. But do you think that the government needs to set regulations that would say, if you dare declare what you are not? For instance, and I'll give another example, mandikis. We're talking about misinformation. We've moved from deepfake now to talking about misinformation. Mandikis, she calls herself, who says she wants to run how many, she wants to have sex with over 100, or I can't recall the entire number, that he wants to have sex with, wants to break Guinness World Record. And it took the Guinness World Record to come out to say, we cannot monitor this that you say you want to do. And then the Lagos state government took it up. And then the next thing says, no, she was basically joking. And then the Lagos state government now comes and says they are going to use her as an ambassador to speak against prostitution and stuff like that. Do you think that was the right call? Don't you think that if we have legislation on ground that outrightly prohibits things like this, maybe we would curb? Because first of all, it is a negative PR on the image of Nigeria, where you have to call out a world recognized body as the Guinness Book to say you want to do this. And it took the platform to respond and say, sorry guys, we cannot monitor these that you say you want to do. That is one. What does that tell on the image of Nigerians out there who are likely going to be traveling, or people who have seen these out there? Bad image, right? If we have legislation to say if it is substantiated, because everybody does their thing and then they come out and say, we were just joking. I think that people are beginning, all in the name of clickbaiting, people are doing extreme things that shouldn't be in the first place.
Okay, so from this example you've given now, so there are different cases to it, right? There are things where you say that is not really impacting anything, but for this now, this is now impacting the society as a whole.
Yeah.
So those, if there's a legislation for those particular kind of scenarios where, you say it, you can deny it. Because of misinformation, right? So you can, once the authenticity is not like fully declared, then you can just deny it. I was just joking.
Yeah.
And then there's nothing to hold you onto or hold you with. So I think, so for those scenarios, right, where, because now we also have to remember, free speech, freedom of speech.
Yeah.
We have to remember that because, I cannot tell you not to say something. People lie every day, individually, just lie. But now technology now enables, or social media enables that lie to get to like a wider audience. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So if you lie to me, and it's not something that is directly affecting me, I cannot hold you that. Why did you lie that? It's just something basic that, okay, you fell on the road when you were coming here. It's something that I tripped. it's not necessarily affecting me, it's not necessarily affecting you. But then if the intent is now, okay, I tripped, I broke my leg, like you want to get money, then that's scam basically.
Sure.
So obviously there should be consequences for the actions.
The actions. Because currently I know that we do have regulations that basically speak to defamation, and you're beginning to see people take action against people who defame them, and it's leading to incarceration. But I also think that the legislation should also cover aspects where you misinform the society and it's substantiated beyond reasonable doubt, and it can be proven that you have misinformed the people, and you should be jailed. People should be jailed for that. Moving away from this this particular one, I'd like to ask, do you think that countries who have zero tolerance for social media gimmicks are faring better than those who allow all of these shenanigans to go on in the name of free speech?
So now, the realities of this, I've never been there, right? So I don't know what the reality is. Being in the country, living in the country, being a citizen of those countries, and seeing the quality or how their day-to-day life is. But from this perspective, right, from where we are, you can see that, there are good sides and bad sides, right? Okay. Which is like this, what we're talking about now, this disinformation and all, where the government are like, they're in control of whatever information you're getting. But then there's now the bad side where you can't just say anything. You're not free to say anything. So, I've not lived there. I've not been there, so I cannot give directly like this answer to.
Take for instance Uganda, right?
Okay.
In Uganda, some of these platforms have been banned. Facebook is banned. They only use TikTok. I think Facebook and Twitter. Okay, they have their Twitter, but Facebook has been banned, and they use TikTok more, just to dance and then relate and stuff. I know in China, you can barely talk on so many government issues and everything. I know in Rwanda as well, not entirely banned, but certain conversation cannot be held on digital media. Well, where does that place us as a people? For instance, Nigeria. It's not as if because we have access to free information or free speech, we're better off. We're not. They seem to be doing better. Why? Because the government is doing what it needs to be. Do we actually need free speech to live a better, healthy, and a more advanced life? Is that what we really need? If we're saying that if we ban these or restrict free speech, which I presume we are going to the extreme and misinforming our people, and the younger generations are going to grow up with wrong notions, and is unchecked, all in the name of quote and unquote living in a democratic society, whereas your social amenities are dilapidated, government isn't responsive in their duties and responsibility at the end of the day. Don't you think that it doesn't really matter whether you have the free speech or whether you have the social channels or not?
So, the intent, human beings would be human beings. They're going to do whatever they want to do, right? So, from that perspective, I would say, and also one other thing that we also need to consider is, for example, for government, right? They can easily take these things towards the political, like they can use it for political gains, right? So that's where the line blurs. Do you understand? Because now you can just, you don't necessarily even have to say something that that is really endangering lives or something, but it's just something that they know that can trigger something against their own political intents, then they have something to just take you up.
Okay, how can people begin to use technology more positively through the advancement of the society as against using it for cheap popularity gains and political gains in our society?
So, as you've talked about technology now, look at social media, social media generally.
Yeah.
If you check my social media page,
yes,
like Blessing CEO that I said,
yeah.
I don't think I would ever see her on my feed because that's not the kind of content I consume, right?
Okay.
So I consume the kind of content, like currently I consume motorcycle content.
Okay.
So I consume like a lot of like educational content, a lot of like engineering content, right? So these are like ways that the media was or is or it should be for like most people, right? Where as kids you're seeing things that are bringing your curiosity, right?
Yeah.
And with curiosity comes like these innovations and the likes. So we need just things to spark your curiosity. Then you get innovative and do these things. So now we have to now control, like me as a person, right? Algorithm will push whatever it feels like you like to you. If I have a kid, and that's also something that I've noticed recently with like parents. I'm not a father, I don't have a kid, but I've noticed that there are a lot of kids that have access to like phones, smartphones, tablets, and what they majorly do is just cartoons and games. Even though those things can also bring curiosity in some way, but they are not, they're overdoing it sometimes, right? Because you see kids that are just with their phones like not monitored, so they have access to all the information, any information. But if these things are monitored, right, for kids, parents, and also individuals, you're monitoring like the kind of content you follow. You are able to get a lot from the media itself, from social media, from looking at me personally. Whatever, I learned software engineering fully on my own on the internet.
Wow.
So like I built, I got a gig before I even dabbled into software engineering. I got a gig that was going to pay me money. Then I just went on the internet and I was able to get content to teach me what I needed to do. I was able to do it and then see more content, even free content. I was then able to see this content that was able to now help me to polish whatever I was doing to a point where with doing it over time, you get really good at it.
Yeah.
Before that, I was a kid that just liked like getting my hands dirty. At some point when I was a kid, I brought down the television in our sitting room to just open and look at it. So, now, sometimes I regret this is not when I was growing up. I wish I was a kid now in this society, because I'm sure that before I turned 15, because right now there's responsibilities, there's a lot, but as a kid in this generation, if I was a kid in this generation, there's a lot of information that I did not have when I was coming up, right? So information is about like soldering, like electrical connections, these are things that I figured out myself, just sitting down, looking at, how did the wise man do this? How were they able to do this? And later figuring out, this is how they did it myself. So at that point, I felt like, okay, we're all the same thing. If I can figure it out, then that means like, they're not really that smart to, we're all like the same thing.
Yeah, sure.
So with what we have currently in terms of like the access to media, access to information, we have what it takes to like, for somebody like me to wish I grew up in this era. And then now that's one other thing that then comes in is like monitoring. Because if someone like me also grew up in this era and was not, there was no like figure or something to guide me, I most likely might have just been on TikTok, just looking at live streams and just playing and dancing. You understand? Right. So but then that's just like the truth about like the media itself. There's like the good and the bad.
All right. Let's begin to wind down. Currently, what would you say that people need to start looking at as they go online, in terms of things that could really benefit them?
Can you structure it in a better way?
What I mean is, for those, how do we then curb these deepfakes? How can we curb misinformation on the internet using the same tools that we have to do that?
Okay, so let me go from this angle.
Yeah.
The algorithm is pushing what brings the clicks and likes and engagements. If we are intentional and we are enough, right, to be to follow and engage in actual quality content. No, I mean it's not like they're not quality, but like actual like productive and like beneficial content.
Yeah.
Then we can get the algorithm to a place where it pushes those kind of contents to other people. I don't know if you understand.
Yeah.
That's the societal thing, not just a one person thing.
It's societal thing.
Yeah.
But how can we? So that requires social engineering.
Yeah.
Re-engineering, right?
And the actual intent. I mean, you have to be intentional about it.
Yeah, because people are crying and saying that only rubbish things sell faster on the internet. Because
people actually watch rubbish things. But if you see something that is really something that you can really gain from, or something that is really educational, or something that is profitable, something that makes sense, basically, and you engage, and other people engage, over time, we can really clear that out.
Over time, we can really clear that out. All right. So, what would be your final words to people, and even those who are using deepfake?
I mean, so it's something that everybody have their part to play. I have my part to play. You have your part to play. The government.
We're already playing our part.
Yeah, I'm literally playing my part. So all the kids in my house, like in my family, like my all the like younger generations at home, I kind of portray, like, I mean, looking at me, I always want to portray what I think should, like, what you should want to see yourself in the future, basically.
Yeah.
You understand? Because, and one other thing that I've kind of noticed is, I mean, it is out there. Do you want to grab it? If you don't grab it, then the people that want to use it for, like, their own intent will grab it. I don't know if you understand that.
Yeah,
so just like, I mean, the platform is there. It's either I come on the platform and build in the public, build something, get people interested in this thing, or somebody that just wants to do some other thing. I mean, I don't want to just say something, right?
Yeah. But
like somebody can just come and take that same platform and get the same thing. So I feel like what's happening is a lot of like bright minds, intellectuals and all, have not taken that step. And then the people that are taking the steps are the people that have these other intents. So that is also something that we need to, I feel like intellectuals and bright minds need to speak out more. We don't really, I mean, intellectuals don't really, I mean, they're just in the shell.
Yeah, shell, their cocoon.
So we need to be like out there and talk, I've done this, I got this. Because, and one other thing is, you see these media guys, right? I mean, they're even lying. So you just see somebody say, bought a new car, this is my key and all, and it's a lie.
It's a lie.
Then you see like these younger generations are seeing these things and feel like, oh my God, I want to be that person because of this thing. But actual software engineers, actual people are doing crazier things. I mean, they're doing better things, right? They're able to like get a lot of money, able to get like a lot of benefits, basically.
Yeah.
But they're not putting these things out there. And then these younger generations are not seeing these things. They're just seeing Yahoo boys and all these girls and all these things and fraudsters and all
fee fraud.
Yeah. And then that is what they see. But I feel like we intellectuals and I mean we need to put ourselves out there. We need to let these people know that there's actually money in these things. These other things they are saying too. You have to now also question them. Like, I mean, you see all these media guys, I mean, like social media influencers and the likes, just come and say something, they did something, and when you look into it, it's not like necessarily real. You get, and that has really, there are a lot of kids that would have seen that, and because they're not intellectual, they're not digitally literate enough to understand. They just feel like that's the reality, and then they fly with that. So we need to speak out more. We need to let people know and see the benefit of whatever we're doing.
Maybe people should come and see your bike.
I mean, so that is one of it too. Literally living my dreams. I'm riding through a street with kids playing football, and everybody's supporting. I'm like, and they're really looking, and I'm like, I was you. Do you understand? Because I mean, that's what I've always wanted to be, and I've seen. So if I speak with like anybody in my family knows me, they know this is what I do, and I'm able to do this, so they know I can do this also. But if I mean, in the family, it's just like maybe some like fraudsters or something that are the only people that are allowed, or that you're seeing that they're showing workings. You understand? If not then they show workings. But at least we say we need to show workings. You as a banker, show workings, like actually let people understand and see. So you see that there's also opportunities.
You are earning good, you are earning well, and you are
comfortable.
Good, you are comfortable, you're earning well. Wow. What a nice place to anchor this conversation today. Thank you very much for coming. I think for me, it's clear we cannot continue in a society where evil thrives over good, where truth, where lies triumph over truth. And the onus is on all of us to do the right thing, not just doing the right thing, but doing the right thing at the right time. Right, so if you have the mindset of doing, first of all, understand that not everything that you have on the internet is real. You might want to question when you see certain information over and over again before you share. Secondly, don't be too quick to react when you say things. First of all, ask yourself a few questions. There are so many video contents that have been passed on to me, and I have had to look again. And then I'm like, no, this can be real, right? So first ask what, then ask why, then ask how. Even ask when. So the 4W and H questions are very vital when you see information online. And do not be quick to share or react. We can all make our society a better place by contributing our quota. And as Faiq Ibrahim has also mentioned, show workings. That's our local balance. And what that means is be able to tell people what exactly you are doing, what you've done, and what your achievements are, using the right channel and doing the right thing. The conversation is not ending here. It's going to continue on our social platforms. Do let us know what you think about this topic. Share your experience. Also tell us your contributions, right? Share, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. That is the way you appreciate. That's the only appreciation that we want from you. From all of us in the studio, I want to say a big thank you to you, and have a lovely day. Thank you.